In this video, I'm going to teach you 3 simple ways to become more creative and innovative as an entrepreneur. I'm Dr. Dan, and I gotta admit, it is sometimes very hard for me to create new content or even come up with more content. So I'm guessing that you're out there and you can relate. If you are a business owner or an entrepreneur, I wanna first remind you that you get paid mostly for your creativity, your ability to create value for the world, solve problems, but do it uniquely. And in order to do that, we gotta create content. We gotta create value. We gotta become more imaginative so that we can get more value. And so I'm gonna break down 3 simple ways based on science. The thing about me, if you follow me for any time, I love the brain science because it allows me to have conviction about what I know, and that what I know is valuable, and that it's truthful, and that it can bring you results in your own life. So let's break it down. The first thing I have to cover is that if you study the brain, there's something called BDNF, and it stands for brain-derived neurotrophic factor. The reason why this is important is this is what scientists call the fertilizer for your brain. It actually helps you become creative when you know how to tap into it. So the things that I'm gonna give you, the 3 keys, the 3 simple strategies, have everything to do with increasing your brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Trophic means nutrition. And so your brain requires nutrients for you to be creative. There's nothing worse than sitting with a pen or a pencil trying to create a new topic for a video, or a new topic for a book, or a storyline for your social media posts. These are the common things that you and I, as an entrepreneur or business owner, someone that's trying to make more influence, deal with every single day. We have to be creative. Those that are most creative and can communicate their creativity are the ones that drive the most value. So, key number 1 to become more creative is to get more physical activity. Now, I know what you're thinking. I've heard this before. He's just saying the same thing everybody else is. No, I'm not. Here's what I'm gonna tell you. It doesn't matter what you do, it matters that your brain gets stimulation through movement. Have you ever noticed that some of your best ideas come when you're working out, when you're on a run, when you're on the treadmill, when you're working out in the gym, when you're pushing weights around, when you're doing burpees, when you're doing sit-ups, when you're doing push-ups, when you're on a walk with your dog? There's a reason for this. When you stimulate your body through movement, it actually creates more nutrition in the brain. It increases brain-derived neurotrophic factor. It increases the fertilizer for the brain. When you do that, research shows that you create more pathways, which create more synapses, which is where your creativity comes from. It's all neuroscience. Your brain is moldable, it's neuroplastic. And so because it's neuroplastic, you can create more change, and movement, physical exercise will help you become more creative. Key number 2 is that you must consistently be putting new information into your brain. You must be consuming information that makes you think. Now, there's a time and a place to just veg out and watch a movie that you don't have to think about, that just entertains you. But I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna challenge you, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a creator, if you're an influencer or want to be, then you need to be filling your brain consistently with new information. For me, I'm that guy at the gym who's lifting hard, working up a sweat, and I'm listening to an audiobook, or I'm listening to a podcast, or I'm listening to an interview. I just love to fill my brain because it actually helps me to think differently about something. So the key is that you're triggering the brain in all the right ways. Not only are you increasing BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, but you're also influencing a brain trigger. So one of the 5 brain triggers is the brain is wired to that which is new or novel. So when you expose yourself to new information, you trigger pathways that actually create new synapses that help you understand your angle. Because the value that you put out, the creativity that you put out, it's gotta be based on your angle, your positioning, how you think about it. And so the more you consume content that makes you think, it sparks you to be creative because you have a unique perspective of this thing, and you start to build connections. Hey, if I got this idea, I can take this over here. So for me right now, like, I know that when I can get you to believe something, you automatically can get a better result. Because when you believe something, you expect something. When you expect something, you bring it to fruition. This happens biologically. As a doctor, I've seen this in healthcare and helping a lot of patients. I've also seen it helping entrepreneurs. when you believe in your product, service, or offer, you explain it differently, you communicate it differently, you create different content with it that is more valuable and more attention worthy. Marketing is a huge thing. You need to get more eyeballs. You have to put your thing out in the way that you think about it. There's a world of people that are waiting for your perspective. You may not believe that right now, but it has to be valuable so that when you consume new content, it becomes valuable. I know that the brain requires a catalyst. And when I can help you create a catalyst, it will help you communicate it better to your prospects and they'll buy into it. The more I'm reading about the brain and consuming information that helps me understand how to change the brain and how to get my clients to communicate more effectively to their prospects' decision-making part of the brain, then I have more value and excitement for my own content. And the third one, and this is my favorite one, is that you've got to get into different environments. Studies show that the same parts of your brain that create new things and new content is the same parts of the brain that perceives the environment and where you're at. When you're in your same environment over and over and over, day after day after day, your brain gets used to where it's at and it can't create because it's not perceiving anything new. Have you ever gone to a hotel or to a seminar or to a different location, different town, even going to an airport, and you start to create new ideas that get sparked out of nowhere? This is because the brain is wired so that it creates from the same area that it perceives. This is an easy way to get more creative. Travel. Go visit new places. Go to conventions and seminars and conferences outside of your city. Get on an airplane. Just be in an environment of an airport where you're watching people and you're people watching. Me and my daughters, we love to people watch because it's just fun. You think about where do they come from? Where did that family? Where are they headed? What vacation are they going on? It actually helps your brain start to create. This is so fascinating to me. I would constantly go to conferences and I realized I would be there for an hour and I'm like, already got the value that I came for. And I didn't even know why. Now I do. Because the brain will start to create when it gets into a new environment. New creativity occurs with new environments. Now, there's some low-hanging fruit. You say, well, I can't afford to get on a plane or I don't have conferences to go to. That's okay. Go to your city or go to a local city and find a really nice hotel and just sit in the lobby. Go have a coffee. Go eat dinner there. Go downtown, walk amongst places that you seem as high value areas that help you expand your mind and get a bigger vision. This immediately recruits parts of the brain that will make you more creative. So there you have it. Number one, more physical activity. Number two, consume more content that makes you think. And number three, get environments that are different that will spark your brain to be more creative. It happens automatically. It's all about the brain. It's all about this brain-derived neurotrophic factor, fertilizer for your brain. I want to help you create more content in the day and age when people need to hear more of what you have to offer because you can help them. And listen, if you need help building your catalyst or actually helping scale your business and grow with a very effective, efficient way, click the link below. You can talk to one of my team members. We specialize in helping entrepreneurs just like you with a big mission and a big purpose to go solve problems and build your empire. That's it for me, Dr. Dan. I'm out.